Hello to everybody, this is Flo from Past Life Therapy and Healing. I'm a past life therapist and Reiki Christ Consciousness Master, Reiki Usui Master, and Master of Akashic Records. It means that I channel Jesus, Sananda, and Mary Magdalene, and through them I channel the Akashic Records. So this video will be for talking about the 11:11 and what are the energies that will be affecting us the next 2 months and the beginning of 2022 as well. So it doesn't matter when you watch this video, if November 2021, I'm recording it on this 15th of November 2021, but if you watch it in the next few months, this information will still serve you. So first of all, I want to talk about timelines and past lives. Before I start talking, I will ask to Jesus and Mary Magdalene to use me as a vehicle for me to translate the messages to any person watching this video. They already know that you will be watching, so this message is definitely for you. So I invite you to take a deep breath and tune in with the beautiful energies of Mary Magdalene and Jesus Sananda, because I have a message for you. I invite you to visualize the white light all around you. And if you want to inhale and visualize that white light entering into your energy field through your nose, it will send healing to your heart, to your mind, your thoughts and emotions, and your physical body. Okay, the very first things I want to say is that they're very thankful to everyone working very hard in the last 40 years when this work started in 1987. Of course, there were people working before that, light workers actively working for executing this cosmic plan of ascension that we are going through. But since 1987, people were consciously fully dedicated to this plan and fully guided, and there were souls that incarnated in that year and the following years to take part of this plan as well. If you're watching this and you were one of the souls, they want to tell you that you have been doing a great job, and they say that they promise you that the worst part of this already happened. So the next few years you should expect to enjoy more your present life on earth. So this 11:11 has confluent different timelines that needed to finish, to end. There were so many timelines when you tried hard to follow the purpose of your soul and you fail. They know it, you know it, and if you've been doing past life regression, you possibly have access to that information through hypnosis and regression or Akashic records readings. Yes, there were lives when you try to follow your soul purpose and the outcome was very painful. So even when you got wisdom and learnings, you still have um, added to your energy field drama, fear, pain, in other words, uh, trauma. And that trauma needs to finish this year. So you've been working very actively from 2011 to 2020 on clearing that energy, purging that energy to transform it in light, and also getting rid of energy that is no longer needed so you can uplift your frequency. Perhaps you didn't know you were clearing the karma and the trauma, which had the same thing in this context. It's this energy that was stored in your spinal cord, and it was configuring your chakra state of the matrix. So you could live experiences that helps you to continue working in the energy cords that links you to other souls. Hmm? We call it karmic contracts, but I invite you to see them. Remove the word karma for now and just see it as energy linking you to other souls and places. And this is the reason why in past timelines you couldn't feel like you have achieved your soul mission, because even when you tried and you did things that were aligned with your soul purpose or mission that you brought to the different incarnations, uh, still you couldn't detach from people and places. Hmm? So you were like dragged once and again to places, and also family trees that you had energy cords linking you, or had an opportunity to set ourselves free from those cords. But imagine that wouldn't be possible if we don't integrate all the learnings we gain in those past timelines. So to be able to integrate that learnings, you will need another human vehicle, because with the vehicle you had in past life, it wouldn't be possible for you to access to that information and that wisdom, simply because the DNA layers were not awake and were dormant and pretty much disconnected from your consciousness. So you were not conscious of your full DNA, so you wouldn't be able to develop abilities that are only available for souls incarnated in human vehicles, with the 12 DNA layers awakened and active. So in the past lives, you were only functioning with the first two layers, so you wouldn't have access to the abilities that will provide you awakening the other layers. So connection with the source, direct connection with God, in other words, with your feminine, with your divine feminine and the divine masculine energies. You wouldn't have access to that. The only access we had to feminine and masculine energies were from our understanding, very limited in the 3D matrix that we had created, during Atlantis time to now. Yeah, so it was very limited, and it the way we had to explore these energies um, was not in depth, was more from the wounded archetype of the feminine and the masculine energy. So the wounded feminine and the wounded masculine. Imagine that the collective consciousness, as soon you enter into this body, even if you could have access in other realms when you were not incarnated, higher frequency and a higher understanding of these energies, as soon you enter into the 3D consciousness, you will feel completely disconnected from that wisdom, and then you will have so many filters. We call it the veil. But for us to understand, there are filters. Imagine if you're trying to see reality from glasses that are not allowing you to see it in depth. In reality, what is it? Yeah, like having a holistic vision of what's going on. You will have all these filters that will limit your vision and your understanding of what's real and what's not real. So through those filters, you were not capable to connect directly with God. So your co-creation was completely limited, and then you will continue loop in the same dramas and continue co-create drama and manifesting toxic cords with other souls, places, and you will be every time more and more attached. And the collective consciousness will make pressure on us to keep us continue there. But now, since we are entering into a new frequency, because as you know, majority of you possibly know that in the 80s and 90s we were entering into the galactic day again, finishing the galactic night. It means that we are receiving now light from the great sun of Alcyone, which is the sun of Pleiades. So right now we are receiving high frequency from Alcyone, which impacts our sun in our Milky Way, and the sun is receiving this, is ascending as well. So it's experiencing solar storms continuously, and we are receiving that waves of energy, and Gaia is also awakening to higher consciousness, and we are part of Gaia. So our physical bodies and spiritual vehicles and receiving these frequencies. When every time you check the Schumann resonance and you see the peaks of frequency, you will understand how these waves coming from the sun, but um, it comes from the sun directly, our sun, but our sun is receiving that frequency from Alcyone, from Pleiades. So you will see the activity. And if you check the statistics of the Schumann frequency, you will see that the peaks are every time stronger and higher. And in comparison with previous year, it has never been that strong and that high. It will never go further than 3.5, and now we are sometimes reaching peaks of 10, 20, 30. So why Jesus and Mary Magdalene are talking about this in the context of the 11:11 portal? Well, because this is important for you to understand how your body is being affected by energies, natural energies coming from the cosmos. And they want to tell you to look after your body, physical and mental and emotional. They're saying now more than ever before, please watch your thoughts, watch your emotions, take care of them. Take care of your emotions. Be responsible of them. So when you find that there is a emotion that cause sadness on you or anger, okay, pay attention. Where it come from? Track it down. You cannot deny the emotions because anyways they will come back once and again, especially when the full moon happens. So if you deny the emotions, the emotion will get stronger and stronger and stronger every time you have the period if you're a woman, or the full moon be on your agenda. Yeah. So pay attention to emotions, and if you need to ask for assistance to go to holistic psychologist or therapist, counselor, coach, go and ask for assistance and tell them, I have this emotion and I need to track it down, where it comes from, find the root, and I want to heal it. So I pay attention what my mind is trying to tell me through those emotions, and so I can pay attention and heal it. Heal, like I always say in my courses, means organizing energy. When the energy is not correctly organized, it causes blockages, so the energy cannot flow naturally. And when the energy is blocked, it's like the water when it gets blocked and then becomes dirty, and then the bacteria grows and then it smells bad, and then the mosquitoes the community of mosquitoes grows as well, and then it's out of control, and then spiders, and yeah. So Jesus and Mary Magdalene are making this comparison with mosquitoes and spiders to show you that even the creatures of the low astral, they all have their own function. Everything is needed. We cannot make them responsible of our issues. We are the ones that allow the energy to not flow naturally, and then of course there will be energies very low that will get attached to our energy field, because we are magnetizing those energies. It's not the problem of that energy, it's ourselves, that we are magnetizing that energy, and eventually that will create disease. So instead of fight against the disease, we should understand how we have magnetized a disease, why the viruses are feeding themselves from my energy, why the bacteria grows, why I've created cancer in my own body. Why and what for? Looking for the root is very important. This will allow us to take back the power and to be responsible of our thoughts and emotions, and basically responsible of the frequency in our energy field. Coming back to the 1111 portal, so this is a great opportunity for us to see, have more clarity of those emotions and thoughts, and see them in front of us. Eventually, you will find yourself seeing things clearly, things that before were there, but you wouldn't notice them. And now you're like, do I react like this? It's like if you could see yourself in a mirror. The 1111 portal is a mirror, but not one mirror, with many mirrors. Have you ever entered into a room when you see yourself in many mirrors? You start to see yourself from different perspectives. You're like, oh my gosh, that's overwhelming. So that's the 1111. And that is expanding your consciousness. Every time you think about consciousness and expansion, imagine that room full of mirrors. You stop seeing yourself from your front, but you see yourself from everywhere. And even you see what's in your back. And you're like, okay, now understand better what's going on. Now understand better who I am. Like I said before, why we are seeing ourselves in that many mirrors? Well, because those mirrors will be mirroring emotions and thoughts of this timeline, but they are echoes of past lives, echoes of past lifetimes. Give you an example. Let's see that after 1111, you see, for instance, that you react in a way. For instance, you react with anger when someone doesn't recognize something good that you've done for someone else. How that can be an echo and mirror from a past life. Well, that little circumstance that you feel anger, let's say you are angry that for saying your mother-in-law doesn't see that you are helping your husband, and that makes you feel very angry. You're like, she's not giving me the importance that I have. So you, in other words, you're looking for validation in your mother-in-law, right? And you're waiting for that approval in her eyes, and you don't see it. But that makes you feel very angry, and you're like, wait a minute, I don't want to be angry for this. How this can affect me in this way? I'm exaggerating, but happen naturally. This feeling arises, and what I will do is there. Okay, that's like a mirror of your behavior and your reaction and the way you handle that experience. This mirror in a past life or different past lives, the timelines when you have done things, and a person who's older than you and you're looking for, and possibly has more power than you, because my parents are always, we see them in a higher level, right? Because they will approve or not approve what we do. Parents or parents-in-law is the same, yeah, in this context. So possibly before as well, like you were waiting for, I don't know, the government or your parents or your parents-in-law or someone else who's like an upper level to validate what you done, and they didn't. So you felt useful or with no self-worth, with low self-esteem. So circumstances that you are experiencing in this life, actually everything, will be mirroring experiences from past lives. So this is an opportunity for you to target, this is what I want to fix or heal. So by healing what you see in the mirrors of 1111, you will have a big possibility to empower yourself, and transcend all limitations. Because that anger that you felt when you didn't feel validated is diminishing your frequency. And if you're trying to co-create something, you wouldn't have enough energy to co-create. If you're trying to co-create something that you never co-create in the past, which all light workers, we are anchoring the new earth. We are all co-creating something that didn't exist in any of our past lives except for Lemuria. We are bringing Lemuria to this present, but we don't have any record being humans, yes, and being able to manifest things with this level of energy. So we try to see in our past lives, and we find drama everywhere. So we will tend to co-create more drama, but that's the moment where we need to use those mirrors. I mean, like, I'm about co-creating more drama. I'm about repeating patterns. Can I choose a different path? I'm able to do that. And that's the message. Yes, you are. Just try. You have support from light beings, masters, spirit guides. You're not alone. If in the past you tried to transcend the patterns and you couldn't, now you will be able to do that. You will be able to repeat exactly the same situation, be there with that mother-in-law, and if you decide to not be angry and give her a hug and feel thankful for her, for the lesson she's giving you, you will be able very easily to feel good. And you'll be like, is this me? I'm reacting like I'm surprised of myself. I'm reacting beautifully. Wow. Yeah, give it a try. Don't believe me. Try, and leave your comment and tell me. Tell me if the magic happened in your life, and pass the message. Pass the message to everyone you see. I hope it's clear what I'm trying to say. We have an eclipse soon, 2 eclipses. I have recorded a workshop at the beginning of this year. You still can purchase the workshop. Is there if you want to have it, when I explain how the ascensions energies were affecting us during this year. It's not late to do that workshop, so I highly encourage you. It's only $35. It's not expensive, and I give you a meditation and distant healing and explanation of everything what happened this year and what we expect for 2022. You don't need to do the workshop though, but is there available if you want. Otherwise, it's your time to sit and reflect and see, okay, what I'm doing with this year, how I'm gonna get prepared for next one. It's very important to have a seat during the Scorpio season, which has started recently, and we still have another 2 weeks, I reckon, And if you're watching this video late, it's okay. I mean, in January or February, it's okay. But it's important for us to reflect and get prepared. It is part of the empowerment mindset to stop going wherever the wind takes you and take control of you cannot control the wind, that's clear, but you can be flexible enough and plan, learn from that wind, and be like, okay, if I want to go north, how should I position it, my ship, in order to use the power of the wind to take me to the north, even if the wind goes to the completely opposite direction. There's always a way to work out, but that means changing yourself, not the wind, right? That's possible, but that demands reflection, that demands observation, contemplation, silence, and discernment. And understanding of who you are and what are you here for. What's your life purpose? Life purpose is not one thing. I came here to work as a school teacher. No, that's one of the things that are potential there for you. But you brought a life purpose, which is, for instance, um, the thing is, a life purpose you will never understand with human words. It's not like something like very specific. It's more about shifting your energy and connecting with rainbow souls, for instance, and helping them to anchor the frequencies coming. I don't know. Then you can do it through a school teacher, or you can do it as a nurse, or you can do it as a mother of 15, oh, not 15 children, sorry, but like 3 children, 5 children, and then big family. You can do it in many ways. So I want to clarify this. It's not one path. There are multiple paths. Set yourself free. Stop thinking linear. I have to do this, and this is the way. No, there's so many different ways to do it. And when I teach Akashic Records, I teach to my students, the future doesn't exist. There are so many potentials, and potentials are changing all the time. Is a goal, which is a frequency we should reach during this lifetime, but that can be achieved by many different ways and paths. Okay, set yourself free from all those prejudgments and ideas you had in the past. It's never too late to change the way you think and the way you see reality. The eclipse, how is that going to affect you? Beautiful energy coming to Earth during November and December. The energy is just organized by other planets interacting with Gaia, or planet Earth. That's astrology. The way Gaia interacts with other beings that are other planets. In the same way we talk about Gaia and we're like, she is in this way, and we connect, we channel Gaia. Is the same for Mars, is the same for Jupiter, is the same for all the stars. They are all beings. Yes, they are massive consciousness. They are not they experience are not like ours. They are all alive, and they all have energies, and they all interact, and they are all ascending. It's not just Gaia ascending. So during this eclipse that we have in Taurus in November, we will feel in our 3D reality how something that made us feel locked in a comfort zone disappears, doesn't work anymore, or finish. And then we find ourselves with more freedom. But maybe you don't know what to do with that freedom. That could be many things. For instance, could be that you were forced to get the vaccine and then you have quit your job because of that. And then you have the freedom to choose to do something different. But that's the moment when all your past traumas and fears are like there, talking to you like, red flags, red flags, red flags. And this is a moment when I told you, what are those red flags? See in the mirror, heal it. Focus. See those red flags as opportunities to grow, to transcend your old patterns, all limitations, all fears, all traumas, all those past lives where you felt like you failed. It could be that you finish uni and then you need to make a decision on what to do with all your free time. It could be that you finish in a relationship because your partner left you. It could be moving countries. It could be that you failed in university so many times. So you're like, now what? I thought the university will give me some sort of answers that I was looking outside, but now I need to look within. You know what's your personal situation, but what Mary Magdalene and Jesus have to say in this context is follow your truth.